All right, this is the paint booth, and you can see that it's not made out of foam. It's really light. It's basically, I don't know, a couple pounds, 2 or 3 pounds maybe. Anyway, these are just a cheap furnace filter, and there's a piece of pipe run back there in the back. The furnace filters can be bought at Lowe's, or a 12 by 12 furnace filter. A replaceable item. Once they get clogged up and all painted up, we'll replace them, and buy 4 filters for under $3. So that's not really a high-priced item. This I learned the hard way that they take the cheap paints that you have the ball bearing in them, that you spray on it right close, it will just melt it right up. And did a little discussing, and I found out that the way to avoid that is to paint it with an acrylic latex paint, just a plain old acrylic latex, and that'll take care of that situation. But anyway, this is the setup. We've got 4-inch plastic dug straight in. It also goes down straight out the wall, and then we have the blower out here, and it's just a little squirrel cage blower, not very big. Came out of a Gen Air fan. These squirrel cage blowers, you can buy them new for probably $70 or so, in that neighborhood. And like I said, it's not all that big. I can pick it up, and there's my hand on it. So I do need to put it in a little bit different box. This is just a quick setup, and then when we're not using it, we'll cap the wall and go that way with it. This is the other paintball, and this is what the paint does. Whenever the boys find out that they spray it about an inch away from it, it dissolves it. So we'll fill it with that, and then we'll coat this, because now they know that it dissolves foam. They will probably be having a heyday with it. And anyway, that's no real issue to fix that. And in the process, we're in the process of making FCF lanterns, and the boys have been working on getting their parts together. Basically, we're going to be making this lantern, but it'll be out of cedar. Basically, be very close to the same size, just a little bit larger on the top. And the boys have been gluing up some boards, and they were gluing up their spindles here the other day. And some of them did pretty good. Some of them weren't paying much attention, as usual. But it'll come out all right. I think when we were talking about gluing this one up, he thought all the boards needed to be glued up. So, and when I was trying to take the clamps off of it, I discovered that he had glued them all solid instead of the pieces together like that. So it's always fun. We got a new dust collector that we're installing, and this thing here ought to do the job. It's got the thing that cleans the inside of the filter and drops the stuff in the back. We're plumbing that out. Right now we're in the process of joining some boards to cut some more of these things and have the boys glue them up. The boards are a lot of the bad boards, basically, that are not much for anything. We'll use them and cut them up. This is what's left out of our stack. It was 8 foot long. We pretty well used most of that wood up, and we're having fun with it. And that's what we're doing, really. There's your paint booth across the room. And if you're curious about the noise level, this is the fan right here. This is what you'd be listening to outside, and it's not terrible bad. You come in here and you close the door, and this is all the noise that it makes. Not too much, really, for getting all of the ventilation. Gets all the fumes out of here. This is a good idea. I'm glad this came together like it did. I also like light. I mean, this thing is so light that you can pick it up, and yet it's relatively tough. I could trim it off and make it prettier if I wanted to, but it's a paint booth, and it should last us for quite a few years. I did use Gorilla Glue and hot melt to hold these in place, hot melt and then the Gorilla Glue, and it went together pretty good. I did put some screws in it to template tack, but hey, it worked out pretty good. And price wise, we don't have much in it. Probably under, I don't know, under $40-50. So not a whole lot into it. Anyway, that's our projects that we're doing. I did have to take this thing apart here the other day. This dust collector thing in here, right down in here, there's a little impeller and the bearing froze up down in there. I had to take this little guy apart and fix that. It's always some kind of maintenance thing we got to be doing, but we're having a good time, and that's all for right now.